In this video, significant developments in the cryptocurrency markets are shown. I want to discuss some important Avalanche and Shiba Inu news with you. Oh no, there will be breaking news from China, Russia, and Australia. And you must make sure you stay tuned, because the final story I have will truly blow your mind. It blew mine. You must see it since the stories are very weird. Let's start by exploring some recent coin-specific news. The first narrative is really long. The Avalanche network now has more Bitcoin than the Bitcoin Lightning Network, overtaking the 4,929 Bitcoins held up in the Lightning Network. 5,700 Bitcoins were either bridged or ported over from the Bitcoin network to the Avalanche network. That's the strength of defiance, my friends. Avalanche added support for Bitcoin to its cross-chain bridge in June 2022. By the way, that rate of expansion is absurd. Bitcoin is growing quite quickly. Networks for Lightning work have been around for a while. This bridge, which is only 6 months old, requires users to convert their Bitcoin to BC.B in order to use it. This is preferable to using wrapped Bitcoin because, unlike wrapped Bitcoin holders of BT allow users to seamlessly bridge between the two networks whenever they want for very little money. Right now, there is still a long way to go before Bitcoin is widely accepted as a means of payment. Therefore, cryptocurrency users are actively participating in the bear market and making the most of the DeFi potential on the Avalanche network, as opposed to simply purchasing and holding their Bitcoin. Interesting stuff. The following tale may have profound repercussions for owners of Shiba Inu. Therefore, SHIB aspires to be more than just a meme. Shiba Inu is moving closer to introducing its Layer 2 scaling network for Ethereum called Shibari, which is already more than simply a meme in many aspects, as it's a meme token. The developers intend to release a beta version on top of the Ethereum network very soon. There are doubtless critics out there who think that the development of the layer is merely a ruse to drive up the price of the token. Instead, according to the ship's engineers, Layer 2's objective is to fundamentally alter the Shiba Inu ecosystem. Additionally, it will have a burn mechanism, one of the most popular features from the SHIB community. The update also intends to bring in upgrades to the SHIB infrastructure, moving barriers to entry for those smaller transactions, upgrading the speed, allowing for the development of decentralized applications on their Layer 2 network. And of course, the integration of NFTs traders are already flowing into the network, according to developers. So ma'am, don't ride off that dog just yet. Big One might shift the course of things for Cardano supporters. The first significant upgrade for Cardano in 2023 has arrived. Later this month, Cardano will release a software toolkit that will let developers to deploy specially created sidechains for Card. Oh no, choosing a consensus mechanism for the network and other application-specific features. The network has already made use of this technology to develop its CVM that serves as a theory and a sidechain testnet that is virtual machine compatible. Anyone will be able to deploy dApp, construct smart contracts, and transfer tokens between the various testing chains once this is done. IOG, the designers of the card right now, Ono Network is expecting that this sidechain development would serve as the catalyst for the card's widespread adoption. Ono Ecology. Since the Cardano ecosystem undoubtedly keeps growing over time, so Lana is reportedly one of Charles Hoskinson's ideal partners. Okay, cool dude. He recently asked me a question and stated to call it a Cardano in the salon. A partnership could be very advantageous because Cardinals has the infrastructure and security, while Salon has the speed. Before I tell you about the major news from Australia, Russia, and China, a story that seriously disproves the claims of all crypto critics, I'd like to mention that you guys are awesome. I wanted to quickly inform you about my weekly cryptocurrency investor newsletter. The term for it is wealth mastering. Join our over 50,000 weekly readers by registering up for free using the link in the description below. It is just jam-packed full of news on all coins, airdrops, and NFTsD locate tutorials, market analysis, and much more. This subsequent narrative demonstrates how cryptocurrency is here to stay. The National Australia Bank, or NAB, has become the second major bank in Australia to announce an Australian dollar-pegged stable currency that will launch on Ethereum. Australia will soon release its second stablecoin by a bank. Really cool. This indicates that banks will actually be issuing stable coins, and each one will be backed by $1 Australian. Now, it's crazy. The UDN stablecoin plans to go live in the middle of 2023. Its goal is to make trade in carbon credits and cross-border payments more efficient. This may mark the beginning of nations really looking for ways to circumvent the international quick payment network, for more effective and affordable transactions. The following story is not specifically about cryptocurrencies, but I believe it is crucial for investors in all asset classes to read. Therefore, pay attention. China's population decreased in 2022 for the first time since the early 1960s, and the one-child policy is returning to kind of nip them in the butt a little bit. This is due to China's dwindling population, which poses a problem for its future growth ambitions, particularly if it intends to successfully challenge the United States and rise to the top position. In 2022, the population of mainland China, excluding foreigners, decreased by 850,000 to 1.41 billion. That follows 2021, which saw the slowest population growth in China's history according to records. In 2021, birth rates dropped by a staggering 22%, and by 2022, they had even fallen below those of other nations like India, the USA, and the UK. The one-child rule that China adopted was initially established in 1979 and continued in effect until 2015. The goal was to effectively limit population growth rates. It appears to operate properly. It performed admirably. Additionally, having fewer children does tend to correlate with increased economic wealth, which has been taking place in China over the recent years. With an aging population, fewer young children, and the impacts of the lockdowns resulting in more deaths, China's economy may be reaching a turning point as a result of the one-child policy, which is thought to have prevented the birth of some 400 million children. The Chinese Communist Party is currently enticing families to have more children, and has even begun to offer them direct financial incentives, which is a significant policy shift given that the one-child restriction was just lifted 7 years ago. But it's already too late and too little. The implications of the next story suggest that Iran and Russia are preparing to issue stablecoins backed by gold. This story may be among the most significant ones we've examined in a while. The Central Bank of Iran is once again joining the fray to look. Iran is actually a BRICS member, hopeful they have applied back in 2022. Of course, they are actively working with Russia on this alternative currency option here. Of course, those BRICS nations continue to look for a way to escape the petrodollar. That has a role in the plot. And notice that we have already traveled with you using gold-backed currency. Right, these guys, though, are adamant on trying a digital rendition of a gold-backed currency. Come on, folks. We all know that Bitcoin is the solution. So use Bitcoin. What are you guys doing anyway? The gold-backed stablecoin would emerge as a symbol of the Persian Gulf and be utilized as a means of exchange between various parties. Could this pose a fresh threat to the petrodollar's enduring hegemony? In all honesty, when I heard the ultimate big tale, it did blow my mind. In 2022, the adoption of cryptocurrencies increased by a whopping 30.9% in a vicious bear market characterized by gruesome bankruptcies, regulations, entirely collapsing total price destruction, gnashing of teeth, and hair pulling. Are you serious? I'm amazed that I can't. It's crazy. These figures come from the guys at Crypto.com. The Crypto.com exchange has just published its end-of-year report for 2022, which has some quite intriguing data. It seems that the number of cryptocurrency users worldwide increased from 303 million at the start of January to 425 million by the end of December. Man, that's absurd. In total, there were approximately 100 million new cryptocurrency users last year, increase of 39% year over year. This amount is absurd. Everything has been hurled at us. Not just the cryptography, wars and interest rate increases have both occurred. All of this is feared by the recession, DeFi indicating it is truly piquing people's curiosity with a 263% increase in Ethereum owners versus merely a 20% growth in Bitcoin owners is intriguing from the report once more. That's intriguing. Yet compared to all the fascinating things happening in Ethereum, Bitcoin can seem a little dull, but I'm still stockpiling those sats while they're affordable. I guess that's all. Join right now. I'll see you later.